Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 20 March 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Before that, all of you please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And it is a highly expensive training course, but we provided complete free training and all the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. At our channel homepage, click on the tab posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab community. Click on the community tab, then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. The same link you can also access from playlists also. Click on the playlist. Here you are seeing a supply demand zone price action course playlist. In this playlist, click on view full playlist. Then you get access to all the training lessons. Supply demand zone price action course. Here I kept all the training lessons. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions mentioned at our Telegram channel. So you can find the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So join at our Telegram channel. At the top of the Telegram channel window, you can find pinned messages. So one of the pinned messages is about training instructions. So please go through all the training instructions and learn the course according to the training instructions. Then only you will become a very good independent trader in the coming months. Please make use of this opportunity and be a good trader. Okay, now let's get into the report generation. So I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports. And in this report, I am trying to avoid stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, but due to lack of time, because I was busy a bit today and I couldn't able to record a little earlier. So first, what I do, all the important reports you will be using. Stocks near monthly, weekly I will generate, and then daily and high liquidity zones, daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones, or even 125 also some people are using. I will also generate them. Then bullish and bearish, BANKNIFTY and bullish and bearish trade setups. So first let me generate daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. Starting with daily time frame, stocks near daily demand zone. We got 3 stocks. And we don't have, this is a pierced, HCL Tech is a pierced zone 6 times. If anybody is having interest on the pierced zone strategies, you can look into this stock. So this is pierced. So we don't have any valid high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Next, daily time frame, let us find the stocks near daily supply zones. We got 16 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones. NIFTY 50 is at near high liquidity daily supply zone and is also having high liquidity daily demand zone. The beauty of having both the zones, you may get either side trade opportunities you may get. Okay, anyway, it is stocks near daily supply zone. This is the first high liquidity zone. Next, NIFTY Next 50 is a daily high liquidity supply zone. Already yesterday our software generated and today it gave a very good profit, this particular zone. Okay, this is the second one. Next, AU Bank is having a daily high liquidity supply zone, third one. Next, HR Motors is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. M&M Finance is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Page Industries is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. PI Industries is having a daily high liquidity supply zone, and Sonacoms is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. So total 8 daily high liquidity supply zones we identified from this list. Excellent. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks, let us find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones from this list. Again, Nifty 50 is having a 75 minutes demand zone, high liquidity. Already we have seen Nifty is having both daily and 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones. Now 75 minutes also it is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Okay, interesting. Next, Conquer is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. IRFC is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. And JSL is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. So total 4 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones we identified from this list. Okay, next, for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 75 minutes supply zone. We got 4 stocks. We have 175 minutes high liquidity supply zone, Marico. This is also having 75 minutes demand zone also, again, both the zones. So good thing is you may get trade opportunities on either side. But anyway, stock is near to the 75 minute supply zone. Okay, these are the high liquidity zones we identified from daily and 75 minutes time frame. I will also generate stocks near 125 minutes time frame also, some of you are using. For 125 minutes time frame, stocks near 125 minutes demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, 125 minutes time frame, stocks near 125 minutes supply zones, we got 10 stocks. So this is about 125 minutes time frame. Some of you are using even weekly and monthly also. So I will generate both monthly and weekly stocks near demand and supply zones. Monthly stocks near, we have 3 stocks. Next, monthly time frame, stocks near monthly supply zone, we got 13 stocks. Next, monthly time frame, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 18 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 29 stocks. We can further filter this list based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence, monthly time frame, monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down when you select EMA Confluence. So 12 stocks are filtered. These 12 monthly demand zones are having monthly EMA Confluence. And also current price closed inside these monthly demand zones. Okay, next, monthly time frame. Price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 23 stocks are filtered. So let us further filter this list based on monthly supply zones having monthly EMA Confluence. In the EMA Confluence at monthly, selecting monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. Trend on the monthly is up or down. With this filter, we got 14 stocks. Interesting. Nifty is also inside the monthly supply zone. Okay. Next, we will look into weekly time frame. Stocks near weekly demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Next, weekly stocks near weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 25 stocks are filtered. Next, weekly time frame, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. We got 12 stocks. Let us further filter how many of these zones are having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. With these filters, we got only 2 stocks. Weekly demand zones having weekly EMA and current price closed inside the, unfortunately, both are pierced zones. You can apply pierced zone strategies on these stocks. Okay. Next, weekly time frame. Price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. This is a big list. Scrolling the list down. So total 53 stocks. We can further filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. Trend on the weekly should be up or down, not sideways. Now the list is come down. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 26 stocks are filtered. So this is about weekly stocks near demand and supply zones. Next we will look into NIFTY BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Let us start with NIFTY. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, this is NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain. For any supply demand zone chain reports, always look into zone column to find high liquidity zones. And look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. And always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. Same rules you apply to the other reports. Okay, next, weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 125-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 75-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 25-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. (31) is the nearest demand zone, but let me put it in the center. Okay. This is 15-minute supply demand zone chain. Next, 5-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. This is the 5-minute supply demand zone chain. And all these are all supply zones. I'm scrolling the list down. Here you have the nearest demand zone. Let me adjust in the center. Okay, this is the 5-minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Okay, this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, we will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Okay, let me start with monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 125-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 75-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 25-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Let me put it in the center. Okay, next, 5-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Twenty-sixth is the nearest demand zone. Let me adjust in the center. Okay. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So with this we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Next we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups. I will quickly generate these reports. I will reduce my commentary in this video. First, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily. Entry zone is demand zone. Here I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum order enhance score 12. So total 8 bullish trade setup supported stocks are generated for monthly income trade. And for all these entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. We can further filter these daily demand zones based on zone confluence. So first filter LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily, weekly demand zone confluence. Okay, with this filter out of 8 we got 6 stocks. We can further filter this list based on EMA confluence, because the daily is part of the weekly. Let us look for weekly EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence, weekly, checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Anyway, trend is up, it is bullish trade setup. So one stock is filtered. This is more high probability trade setup supported stock, because LTF zone is inside ITF zone and ITF is having ITF EMA confluence. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. EMA filter, I removed it. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters. This is the first one, daily with monthly Confluence, weekly with monthly, weekly with monthly Confluence. With all the three filters, we got only one stock. So daily, weekly, monthly zone Confluence, and monthly trend is up. Let us check monthly zone having monthly EMA Confluence. If that is the case, the stock might be having more high probability to get success. So that stock is not filtered. So this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone. At a daily, I am selecting bearish, zone achievement V was at, minimum order enhancer score 12. And we got 6 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Let's further filter based on the zone Confluence. First filter, LTF, ITF, supply zone Confluence. That is a daily, weekly supply zone Confluence. So with this filter, out of 6, we got all 6 stocks. So daily zones overlapped with monthly zones. Monthly trend is down. So let's further filter, weekly trend. Daily overlapped with weekly. Weekly trend is down, and so in the weekly EMA Confluence, weekly supply zone with weekly EMA Confluence, then they are having more high probability. So these two stocks are having even more high probability because the daily supply zone is overlapped with weekly supply zone, and that weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence. You can always look into the search filter, how we are filtering the stocks. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence supported stocks. Removing this filter, EMA filter. In the supply zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. Daily with the weekly. Next, daily with monthly supply zone Confluence, weekly with monthly supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. So daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zones. Both together overlapped with monthly supply zone. But all trends are sideways for all these stocks. So no need to check for monthly EMA Confluence because it does not give any advantage. Okay, this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next we will look into bullish trade setup weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes bullish, zone achievement V was at, minimum order enhancer score 12, and 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So pierced count at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means zone is not pierced. So we got 10 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. And all these entry time frame zones are 75 minutes. 75 minutes demand zone. Entry zone is demand zone. So all these are all entry time frame, 75 minutes demand zones. Okay, now we can further filter based on how many of these 75 minutes demand zones are having confluence with the daily demand zone. So in the demand zone confluence, I am adding the filter 75 minutes demand zone confluence with daily demand zone. With this filter, we got 8 stocks. And also daily trend, ITF trend is up. So let us check if daily demand zone having daily EMA. If that is the case, these 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. So in the EMA confluence daily, I am setting filter daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 5 stocks. So these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone, and those daily demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. So these stocks are having more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. 75 minutes daily and weekly demand zone Confluence. First filter already enabled. Next 75 with weekly demand zone Confluence, daily with weekly demand zone Confluence. With all the three filters, we got 5 stocks. So all these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. Both together overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up in 3 stocks. If these 3 stocks are having weekly EMA Confluence, weekly demand zone with weekly EMA, then the 75 minutes demand zones might be having high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence at weekly, I am selecting weekly demand zone with weekly EMA Confluence. Trend on weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So out of 3, we got 2 stocks. Out of 3 means the 3 stocks having uptrend, monthly, weekly trend uptrend, 2 are filtered. So these 2 are having even more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will look into, this is a bullish trade setup, weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone at 75 minutes, I'm selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and also 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With all the filters, we got 8 stocks. These 8 are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. Okay, out of these 8 75 minute supply zones, how many are having ITF supply zone Confluence? Let's filter. That is 75 minutes with daily supply zone Confluence. So I enable the filter, applying on the 8 stocks. We got all 8 stocks. In all the 8 stocks, these 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zones. And the daily trend is down in all the stocks. So that's why if daily supply zone having daily EMA Confluence, these 75 minute supply zones might be having high success rate. Let's check. EMA daily, I'm selecting daily supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. We got 1 stock. So this is having, even this supply zone having even more high probability to get success. Okay. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence supported stocks. So I'm going back, removing EMA filter. In the supply zone Confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 with weekly supply zone Confluence, daily with weekly supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In these 6 stocks, 75 minute supply zone overlapped with daily, both together overlapped with weekly supply zone. Weekly means HTF. HTF trend is down in 3 stocks. If these 3 stocks weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence, then these 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence weekly, selecting the option weekly supply zone with weekly EMA Confluence. Trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. We got all the 3 stocks having HTF trend as a downtrend. So these 3 75 minute supply zones are having even more high probability to get success. Okay, this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, we will look into daily income trades. First, bullish trade setup, entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone in bullish or bearish trade setup. At 15 minutes, I am selecting bullish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So at 15 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With all the filters, we got 15 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. We can further filter based on the zone Confluence, LTF, ITF, demand zone Confluence out of these 15 stocks. That is 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone Confluence supported stocks. So in the demand zone Confluence, I'm enabling the filter 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone Confluence. Now out of 15, 12 stocks are filtered. In the 12 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in all these stocks, ITF trend. So if any of the 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA Confluence, then these 15 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. EMA Confluence at 75 minutes time frame, checking 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA Confluence. Anyway, trend is uptrend. So we got two stocks. So these two 15 minutes demand zones are having high probability to get success. Okay, this is based on LTF, ITF, demand zone Confluence and ITF, EMA Confluence. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone Confluence supported stocks. Remove this EMA filter. In the demand zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. This is the first one already enabled. Next, 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone Confluence, 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. So this 15-minute zone overlapped with 75-minute zone, all these 15-minute zones. And again, both together overlapped with the daily demand zone. And daily trend is up in second and third stocks. In these 2 stocks, if any daily demand zone with daily EMA Confluence, those stocks, those 15 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence, daily time frame, because 15 minutes together with 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with daily. That's why we are checking daily demand zone having daily EMA. At the same time, daily trend should not be sideways. So at daily, I am selecting uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we don't have any stocks. Daily demand zone with daily EMA Confluence. This is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone. Bullish or bearish at 15 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum order enhancer score 12. And 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So at 15 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0 in the pierced count. So we got only 3 stocks. These 3 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. And these entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. Let's check how many are having high probability to get success based on LTF and ITF supply zone Confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone Confluence. I am enabling the filter. We got all the 3 stocks. So these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Let's verify out of these 3 how many 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA Confluence from this list. Because daily trend is a downtrend, we are looking daily supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. So one stock is filtered. This is having more high probability to get success. See, that is the reason why it is already tested 3 times with 3 rejections. Okay. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence supported stocks. I removed EMA filter. In the supply zone Confluence, first filter is already enabled. Next, 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone Confluence, 75 minutes with daily supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. So once again, we got Hero Motors. So very powerful. And one more stock we got. So in these 2 stocks, these 15 minute supply zone overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Again, both together overlapped with daily supply zone. and daily trend is down in both the stocks. So that's why if daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence, then those 15-minute supply zones might be having even more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, a daily time frame, we are checking daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Both the stocks daily trend is downtrend. So let's filter. So we got only one stock, Hero Motors. This is also having daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. That is the reason why Hero Motors is having more high probability to get success. Already it is tested. Probably it is tested and moving towards the demand zones now. Already moved to the demand zone. Achieved the target after its test by reaching Pierce demand zone. Okay. This is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, hourly income trade, entry time frame, 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. At 5 minutes, I am selecting bullish, zone achievement V was at, minimum order enhancer score 12, and 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So at 5 minutes, I am selecting minimum value 0, mandatory value 0. With these filters, we got 12 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. And entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones in all these stocks. So out of these 12, how many are having ITF confluence? Let us verify. That is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. With this filter, we got 11 stocks out of 15. 5-minute zones are overlapped with 15-minute zone. Now let us check how many are having those 15 minutes demand zones with daily EMA confluence, because 5 minutes is overlapped with 15-minute zone. So in the EMA confluence at 15 minutes time frame, I am checking 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We got only one stock. So this 5 minutes demand zone is having more probability to get success compared to the other zones. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing this EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, 5 minutes with 15. Next, 5 minutes with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minutes with 75 minutes zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 7 stocks. So in all the 7 stocks, these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in all the stocks except the last one. So first 6 stocks, if 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence, then these 5 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, I am checking 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. And also trend on the 75 minutes time frame should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because bullish trade setup, 75 minutes trend. So with this filter, we did not get any stocks. Okay, this is a bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup 5 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement V was at, minimum order enhancer score 12. And the 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 5 minutes time frame, setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got only 2 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. And both these are all 5 minutes high liquidity supply zones. Let's verify out of these 2 how many are having ITF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minute supply zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. So both the stocks are filtered. That means these 5 minute supply zones are overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. And 15 minutes trend is a downtrend. Let's check if any of these 2 stocks are having 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. 15-minute supply zone with daily EMA. We don't have any stocks. Next, out of the two, let us check how many are having even HTF Confluence. Removing EMA filter. So, in supply zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 5 minutes with 75 minutes zone Confluence. 15 minutes with 75 minutes supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only one stock. So this 5-minute supply zone overlapped with 15 minutes. Both together overlapped with 75 minutes supply zone. But 75 minutes trend is sideways. So there is no advantage of getting EMA Confluence here. Okay. So this is bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. With this, we have completed all the income trades generation. Finally, we will generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices. Remaining all are equity stocks. I'm scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.